11 days after commemorating the 60th anniversary of the assassination of Sylvanus Olympio, the authorities are celebrating the 49th anniversary of the Sarakawa Assassination, two celebrations that mark the deep division of a country presented as reconciled. The 13th of January, 2023, was commemorated the 60th anniversary of the assassination of the father of Togo independence, the late Sylvanus Epiphanio Kwami Olympio. As part of this celebration, a mass was said at the Sacred Heart Cathedral of Lomé by My Lord Nicodème Barrigah-Benissan, Archbishop of Lomé. In his homily, the religious leader recalled that Sylvanus Olympio was a Pan-African visionary whose name is, in good place, on the list of fearless politicians who have defended our continent. The current issues of insecurity that we are struggling to effectively combat, endemic poverty on our continent, tentative corruption that fuels conflicts on our lands, or the defamed dignity against which our people stand, confirm his vision of a united, strong, rooted Africa, in the values that make great peoples, and Africa proud to walk towards its future, emphasized the Archbishop. Many political officials, mainly those from the Union of Forces of Change, UFC, and the National Alliance for Change, ANC, as well as from the People's Movement for Freedom, MPL, took part in this tribute action. The Togolese diaspora was also represented there. The next day, another mass was held in tribute to the illustrious missing, on the initiative of parties and associations members of the dynamic Monseigneur Podzro, DMK, and their allies. Some Togolese civil society organizations marked the events with reflection meetings. Of course, it was the silence from those who seem to bear the legacy of this disappearance. Once again, since the famous RPT-UFC agreement, the regime for its part has refrained from any manifestation on this day, which was once celebrated as the Day of National Liberation by the late Nassim Beyadima, 10 days after the commemoration of the assassination of Sylvanus Olympio. The one who is presented, according to various sources, as his assassin will also be celebrated. On the 24th of January, 2023, Foray Nassim Bey has announced Ankara, his hometown, as part of the 49th anniversary of the Sarakawa attack. On the 24th of January 1974, the DC-3 carrying President Nassim Beyadima crashes in Sarakawa. Sabotage accused of foreign financial institutions hostile to the project of nationalization of the phosphate mining company. The reaction is immediate. The 2nd of February, 1974, Nassim Beyadima, miraculously escaped the crash, announces the nationalization of the Togolese Benin Company. Togo, then, will assert itself more than ever concerned about its economic independence and, more generally, its authenticity. In the name of this return to the source, the names of some cities are Africanized and many Togolese are renouncing their foreign names, mainly French, in favor of typical African names. Thus, the president himself abandons Etienne Foray Adima. The year 1974 is described as the three glorious days in the history of Togo. Republic of Togo recounts in an article on the subject. According to the information, the chief and members of the government as well as officials of the institutions of the Republic and the Togolese Armed Forces, FAT, are expected. Kara region deputies, mayors and deputy mayors, prefects and traditional chiefs are invited, among others. The Herb Depot will take place on site, but also in the different cities of the country. A celebration of National Day. The only thing missing was to declare the day as a holiday, unemployed and paid to give this commemoration a national character. Sylvanus Olympio's one didn't spark as much mobilization from officials. In any case, it's two celebrations in the space of 2 weeks with two different heroes by two different parts of Togolese society. If one is undeniably a hero, the other always poses an unsolved equation, at least in the sense of a positive contribution to the life of the Togolese nation. In short, every political side or every Togolese has its party, and beyond what these celebrations may elicit in terms of reactions, they point out the failure of the reconciliation process implemented by the power in place, from the creation of the Truth, Justice and Reconciliation Commission, CVJR, to the establishment of the High Commission to Reconciliation and Strengthening National Unity, HCRRUN. Through the publication of the White Book, the process of reconciliation has been a complete fiasco. The Togolese are increasingly divided. Sylvanus Olympio and Nassim Beyadima were both leaders of this country, with diverse balances and fortunes. In a reconciled country, the mention of their names should not cause tension, but what is happening in Togo shows that we are still far from the ideal of reconciliation, and the actions of the executive do not participate in appeasement. GA